Where did I put it? Yes! Welcome to Iron Mind, a show where I'll be discussing with you stories and suggestions that could help you achieve the goals and ambitions that you have in your life. Here on Iron Mind, we're going to try to unlock a productive mindset. We're going to try to discover an ironclad psychology. We should all try to achieve the Iron Mind understanding that we have in us all. So today what I wanted to do was I wanted to do like a follow-up from another episode. So before I talked about haters, now I want to talk to you about what it means when you hate on someone. We all have that one person we just want to be horrible to. For example, there's a sports athlete who's always big and cocky and brash and saying, oh, I'm the best ever. I watch a lot of combat sports, and when you see that athlete get knocked out or choked out, you go on social media and you just insult them. You start laughing at them. That's not what we really should be doing, to be fair. But we need to try to understand, we don't know their background. We don't know what adversity they came through. However they are now, that's their own choice. If they choose to be disrespectful, it doesn't mean that we need to be disrespectful to them when they fall on their face. Today I'm going to tell you two people who I used to hate on. I'll tell you why I used to hate on them and what I've learned since then. So the first person was an author. You probably heard of her. Her name is Stephanie Myers. She's the one who made the Twilight series. The reason I used to hate on her was because she made a story about a particular type of fictional being who is all glamorous and lovely and handsome and sparkles in the sunlight. And the whole world was just mesmerized by her story. But there was a lot of people who used to hate on her too, saying, look what you've done to this particular type of being. A lot of people were saying, oh, because of her, they're all pansies now. My biggest problem was, I wrote a story, and in my story, the protagonist is the same type of being. Only the difference is, mine are hideous and grotesque and vicious and vile and out for just killing people, whereas hers were all lovey-dovey, happy, clever, sophisticated, aristocratic. That annoyed the hell out of me, and I used to think she's destroyed my chances of getting big. When you really think about it, what connection has she had to me? None. She's not responsible for the bad things that happen in my life. I have no right to blame her for not being successful, and I have no right to hate on her for that delusion. I'll tell you why. I don't know how many hours she spent at the computer. I don't know how many times she must have been rejected. I don't know how many people must have laughed at her. Even when she became famous and even when she made it successful, people still laugh at her today. With success comes a lot of hatred, as I've realised myself. What right have I got to hate on other people for doing a similar sort of thing? The other person I used to hate on, I'm probably going to annoy a lot of teenage girls out there by saying this next person. But the other person I used to hate on, Justin Bieber. When he was just starting out, he had this squeaky voice. He had this hairstyle. Everywhere you looked, there were pictures of him, his music was blaring, people were going crazy. This guy is supposed to be some sort of international superstar, and I can barely understand the words that are coming out of his mouth. He was like, never say never. Now let's backtrack. If I'm saying that about an artist, then those people that hate on me are also justified, aren't they? After watching the comedy roast of Justin Bieber, at the end of it, he said something very intelligent. He said something mature, and I was like, what? And what really made me change my mind about him was one particular video. There's a host and comedian called James Corden, and he has this thing called the Late Late Show. What he also likes to do is he's got this thing called carpool karaoke, and he drives around with other celebrities, singers, and they just sing their songs together and they have a chat. It's like an interview. Justin was on there twice. I watched both of them and I was like, this guy is nothing like what the person I used to hate on. He's got a soul, he's got a mind, and he knows how to use it. He's done some regrettable things, but then again, who of us haven't? The only difference is when he messes up, it goes public. When any of us mess up, nobody knows. We can't hate on people just because they're in the limelight and they mess things up. We put them in the limelight, so we shouldn't be discriminating against them. He even wrote a song called Sorry, just to apologize for everything that he's done. Some of you are probably thinking, oh, he's turned into a believer, hasn't he? No, I haven't. But I'll tell you one thing though, I do respect him a lot more. He was just looking for purpose in his life, and I think he's found it. In the future we all mess up. What if he messes up? So what? Let him mess up. I don't want to look like that Crocker guy, you know, when he did that Leave Britney Alone video. But I will say this, leave Justin alone! But seriously speaking, we shouldn't be hating on people even when they mess up. So all those cocky athletes who are saying I'm the best, I'm the baddest, ignore them. There's no point harassing them, because at some point in life you're going to find yourself on the same ladders that they are. Hating on people gets us nowhere, guys. If we hate on other people, we shouldn't be complaining about people hating on us. And that's my message today. By all means, if you've got any questions or feedback, please do give it to me. I would really appreciate it. And as always, guys, remember, the best lessons in life are free. So please feel free to learn this lesson of me. My name is Yasahaya. This is Iron Mind.